Ultros, Eden's Guardian, Nevergrave, Crypt Custodian, Noseka, The Gold Project, Deviator. I played them all and have to say something. Metroidvania aficionados. The Steam Next Fest was exhilarating and I got to explore various Metroidvania demos. Each game, unique and challenging, offered a captivating insight into this evolving genre. I will provide an overview of these games, focusing on their standout features and game mechanics from a game development standpoint. Let me take you through an in-depth exploration of these games, focusing on their standout features, gameplay, mechanics, and overall impression they left on me. Ultros. This game instantly caught my eye with its entrancing trailer. It sports a bold, engaging art style, creating an immersive world without being overwhelming. The visual design of the game can be described as a vibrant tapestry of psychedelic and maximalist elements, characterized by an abundance of bright and neon hues. This artistic approach creates a vivid and dynamic visual experience, which means a lot of bright and neon colors, beautiful and unusual decorative and background elements. The choice of font for titles was clearly unsuccessful, since I constantly had to guess what was written here. But apparently it was chosen for the sake of style. The main character, Ouija, dominates the screen, ensuring easy navigation. The game uses black silhouettes to distinguish between the foreground and background. However, distinguishing between the platforms and background can occasionally be challenging, but this doesn't detract significantly from the overall experience. I didn't really like the first boss visually. Too much visual activity, too noisy, and he was not particularly difficult. The nice floating visual of the dialogues surprised me. I've never seen anything like this before, but the characters' avatars slightly blend into the background. It would be nice to separate background from characters. And I slightly dislike the sounds during dialogues that imitate a conversation. Good thing that you can always skip the dialogues. Ultros isn't just about the visuals and graphics. It's still a Metroidvania with its twists, although it reminds me more of Castlevania or Dead Cells. The game has good combat and pleasant controls, which is very good. Some concepts may not seem clear at first, but this will pass. His game has earned a nomination and holds an impressive score of 81 on Metacritic, reflecting its acclaim and quality. In general, you will be accompanied throughout the game by thoughts, what's going on here, and what the heck is this thing? The game is rich in exploration, offering numerous secrets and side paths that add to its depth. Ultros seems poised to be more than just a commercial success. It could well be an improved version of games like Ghost Song, with its bright and captivating environment and more complicated combat system. The game is definitely not ordinary and is perfect for fans of games like Castlevanias. Eden's Guardian. Centered around the innovative mechanic of sword throwing and teleportation, this game captivates with its engaging gameplay. Its pixel art, comparable to Blasphemous, is eye-catching, albeit needing some refinements. I personally don't like this style, and the way twitching parallax was done. Overall, the graphics are quite nice. Animations are good. Attacking mechanics, but with some adjustments, could enhance player experience. The character has just a punch and a falling kick, which I think can be used in most cases. There is also a teleport strike when throwing a sword. There are also additional combat mechanics. However, despite minor flaws, Eden's Guardian promises to become an unforgettable Metroidvania title. Nevergrave. I've seen this game before, and to be honest, I wasn't looking forward to it much. I thought she was mediocre in execution. Initially presenting as a Metroidvania, this game leans more towards the roguelike genre. Intriguing elements like base building and enemy possession are incorporated, but they fail to fully capture the player's interest. The unique game mechanics, while interesting, don't revolutionize the gaming experience as expected. The gameplay, while incorporating unique features, doesn't provide the engagement and excitement typically found in Metroidvanias. In terms of graphics, the game is not poorly made, one might say. The game has an interesting base building mechanic, secrets and enemy possession feature, acceptable graphics with okay animations, but overall the gameplay seems dull. Crypt Custodian. Standing out as my personal favorite, this game features Pluto, a cat who embarks on an eternal journey as a janitor. The game not only charms with its whimsical premise, but also balances sincerity and humor beautifully. The art and character designs are delightful, contributing to an engaging and intuitive gameplay experience. Kyle Thompson's third creation, Crypt Custodian, follows his previous work, Islets, and shows a marked improvement in style and execution. The game has my favorite cute statues and light humor. And in this game too, I don't like the sounds during dialogues that imitate a conversation. For attacks in the game, there are rolls, a jump kick and a roll kick. This Metroidvania, reminiscent of the Zelda series, has already garnered 3 awards and promises a unique, light-hearted adventure. Definitely don't miss this cute adventure game, where else you can kill enemies with a broom. Noseka, the Gold Project, is a 2D pixel art Metroidvania game set in a dark fantasy universe. It offers a unique gameplay experience where players can choose their allegiance between the gods of light and shadow, or the gods of corruption and gold. This choice significantly influences the game's progression, affecting available paths and abilities. The art style is simplified pixel art with good animations and color schemes. The only thing I don't like is, again, scripted parallax when everything jerks together wildly. Combat system look simple with forward attack and upward attack on start. But in the future, you can gain new skills. The game still has a lot of room for improvements in terms of user interfaces and camera movement. There are also places where are not enough hints about new movements and abilities. For such a game, you don't need to load levels so often, how it's done in the game. although there may be a limitation of the engine on which the game is made. Combat system itself needs improvement too. In the end, it's a nice, simple game. I hope it gets better. Deviator. Beautiful and lovely Deviator. Oh, people know how to copy sometimes without hesitation. This game presents an intriguing concept with its unique parrying system, but it falls short in overall polish. Beautiful graphics, correct gammas, bright colors in terms of graphics, animations, everything is done well, and in some places is no worse than Hollow Knight. Beautiful backgrounds, good detail, render of art is also good. The animations are so-so, but the animations of the main character are very juicy, plus they are accompanied by good sound effects. The graphic style is commendable, but issues such as inconsistent character outlines need addressing. To be honest, I really like the style of this game. The depth of the scene, the details, the scene, and the events, everything is good. And despite the fact that game literally is a copy-paste of other game, I would hope that they will still work on the game. The game needs further development to distinguish itself and avoid being perceived as a mere imitation of other popular titles in the genre. Since you've watched this far, I'll tell you a little about myself. I'm a beginner game developer, and I'm also working on my own game in the Metroidvania genre. I urge you to join me in this journey, and I'll share my progress with you in future. In summary, from these demos, Ultros and Crypt Custodian stand out for their exceptional gameplay and visual style. Eden's Guardian has a promising concept that could shine with some polishing. Deviator, showing potential, requires significant improvements. Nevergrave might appeal to fans of cooperative roguelites, but it wasn't quite captivating for me. Noseka, the Gold Project. Ultimately, the game presents itself as a pleasant and straightforward experience. There's room for improvement, and I'm optimistic about its potential for further development and enhancement. It's funny how many games use falling in one form or another as a starting point. In all these games, I found new interchangeable movement mechanics or combat mechanics and graphical techniques that I could possibly use for my game. In general, there is something to think about. That wraps up my review of these demos from Steam nextfest. I encourage you to explore these games further, especially Ultros, with its notable Metacritic score, and Crypt Custodian for its enchanting adventure. Some demos are still available for you to experience. Links to their Steam pages are in the description. Thank you for tuning in.